So I would go through with a stationary ball, rolling the baseball. Another variation is to bounce it. Same concept of waiting back, get a little bit more of the action of seeing the baseball. That bounce usually loses a little bit of speed, so I have to stay in a waiting position. You can then go to kind of a full underhand flip where the ball is moving. With our upper half, drill that we just started doing since I saw Coach Strickland present over there a couple years ago. Absolutely love it. So we put our guys on one knee. We're guy at an angle, and he's going to flip the ball towards my face mask. It eliminates what my lower half's doing. I don't have to worry about it. So all hands in this area. And what we want guys to feel is catch with the glove first. Catch the baseball, and then it's exchanged middle, and the ball's up. So catch, exchange, up is what they're thinking. So my partner's trying to work towards my face mask at a 45-degree angle. This closes my shoulders off, my lower half's open. So as I'm catching this baseball, I can turn, my bare hand's gonna go in and get it, and my next movement's up. That ball coming up out of the glove is really, really easy to see for this drill. It's also easy for the person to feel. They will feel it instantly if they're doing this. If they're getting kind of hand down, elbow happy with the ball out of their glove. They're getting here. Everything's getting long, getting tough to repeat. Right here. Next variation of this, we can add some speed to it. Get them to think, exchange. Exchange, you can flip 5, 6, 7 balls in a row at them. Get them to work with some tempo. The next phase of this, we can actually complete the throwing with it too. Ball, partner flips me, catch, throw, Working again that drill we did in a throwing progression on one knee with some lower half stability, we get our upper half working. So now my hands can do all the work. The next piece we would do from this drill, we'd put the two together. And I would stay at 45 degrees for this part. So one of the things you're seeing out there a lot with catchers is kind of that side saddle type of throw, right? Christian Vasquez of the Red Sox is one of the best guys that's ever caught and thrown. They talk about him all the time. He sits like this, Yadi Molina. So does this make you faster? Yes, 100%, right? You are faster throwing a guy out sitting here than if you're sitting here. Here's the issue I have with it. You have to sacrifice something to gain something. So I'm gaining speed to throw a guy out. I'm sacrificing how much distance I need to cover to block to my right. I'm also sacrificing, if my shoulders are too far here, where my target is. Pitcher's out there. Strike zone stays consistent. So now I'm square as if the pitcher's throwing to me over here, but the pitcher's still out here. So I have gained an advantage to throw a guy out. I've lost my advantage to block going to my right. I've also lost a little bit of advantage to block to my left because I've completely cut myself off to go this direction. Right? How am I going to get over here without clearing this foot and then going? So extremes are bad is kind of the way that I always put it with anything we're doing mechanically. So if I get extreme side settle, that's bad. Can you cheat a little bit? Absolutely. You can be totally fine with this foot back just a little bit. My shoulders are still square. I have no problem going here, no problem going here. That's fine. This is an extreme for me, a little bit bad. Anybody ever been to a showcase, seen the catcher looks like this? He's got a 1.7 pop time, and he sends me his email? Yeah. So, if you have a guy telling me he doesn't have a 1.7 pop time, please. You're not going to throw like that in a game when you're developing bad habits. So I would prefer guys to be as close to square as possible, but probably have their right foot dropped just a little bit back. So we have our partner at 45 degrees because it gets my shoulders already turned. Remember, we're trying to gain ground with the lower half, stay back with our upper half. So this is getting me in a position where I'm kind of gaining ground already with my lower half, right? I'm already in this turn position. I'm already cheating a little bit. The ball is going to come at an angle that helps me turn versus here, I've got to turn kind of a full 180 degrees. I don't have to turn as far with the ball at 45 degrees. So what I'm going to do, my partner's going to flip me the ball and exchange. And I'm just going to work from an angle where that baseball is basically coming in and spinning me. Makes it real simple to understand that spin. It takes the full 180 degree spin out of it for me, and I can cheat just a little bit with it. Then we can go to our last piece, the throwing guys out. We can have a pitcher throw to us. We can have somebody in the mound, full speed from dead on, just as you would do it in a game. We can vary the distances that we do throws at, like we did in our throwing program. 75, 80, 90 feet, those are fine to practice distances for throwing. And what will you see if you have a guy throw at 90 feet? Where's he going to throw the ball most likely? Probably up in here, the guy catching it. So then you can just tell him, hey, if he moved his glove, do you think the ball would reach second base? Probably. Did you try to throw it hard? No. So you can reach second base without throwing hard. That's a key thing to get through a thrower's head. Because when they think second base is far away, and they think they have to do more, what ends up happening? Long feet, long arm, lose accuracy, slower, bad, bad, bad. Shorten the distance, shorter step, shorter arm action, quicker, more accurate throws. Bunts kind of fly through the rest of this. Pretty self-explanatory on a bunt. Going back to throwing mindset, want to go get the ball, right? Do not be passive as a catcher. If you're a catcher and you're deferring to a pitcher on a bunt, God help your team. Right? Unless maybe you're at the high school level, you probably have some athletes that are still pitching. We do not have many athletes that are pitchers. They are pitchers right now. So they have really good stuff. They have a feel for that little brown circle that they're on. They are not real good about getting off that mound fast, fielding a baseball, and throwing a ball to first base. My catcher better want to go get that baseball. If nothing else, catchers need to catch because they like being involved in the action, right? They're catching the ball, they're getting it back, they're blocking balls. Oh, sweet, there's a bunt. I can go get it. How about get the baseball? So without any mechanics being taught, go get the ball, throw it to first base. Make it that simple for them at the very start. Get the ball, throw it to first base. Question, Beth?
Do you gather when there's like a bunt? Do you either gather or pick it up there?
Wow, that's perfect. You have two different ways to get it. So if the ball's moving, we want to encourage guys to use their glove and their bare hand to eliminate the chance of the ball getting away from them. If the ball's stationary, we want to just pick it up. So with the ball stationary, I want to think about pushing the top of that baseball into the ground. The worst thing you can do with a stationary ball is come at the side of it, because your body's going that way, you lose feel for where your hand is. I'm not in the middle of my body, which isn't where I want to exchange, and there's a chance that I lose control of where that ball is. If that ball is stationary, and I screw it into the middle of the ground, right here, from the middle of my body, I'm going to pick that ball up, shuffle, and I'm going to position the throw. Top of the baseball, here, hand contact is a good way to do it with a stationary ball. Ball stop moving, here, hand contact. There's not a lot of bunts that happens on. Right? Generally, if the ball is stationary, it didn't go very far. It's a pretty easy play for a guy to make. More times than not, I'm going to get into a situation where I'm, again, middle of the body. I want to set my footwork up ahead of time, and I'm going to gather that ball in to the middle. Getting back to the whole approach on it. So at the very start, go get the baseball and make a throw. Talk to our guys a lot about pretend like you have been in the middle of the wilderness for a week and you see a deer and you are starving and you have a rock. You're just going to pick the rock up and throw it as hard as you can and try to kill the deer so you can eat. So why we get so analytical about the mechanics of every throw when it should be as simple and primal as pick ball up, throw to target? Bunt is one of those things. Pick the ball up, throw it to your target. Now, if we're going to teach mechanics on that, because we're all great educators, we want guys to get in a position to be going towards first base. We want to clear the lane a little bit. We want to get around it. So basically anything from my 10 o'clock all the way over to the first baseline, I'm going to get to the outside of the baseball. So my first approach is going to be this way, where I'm around it, middle of my body, exchange, and I've got a straight line going towards first base. The one exception to this is our bunt for a hit on the third baseline. That's your chance to be a great athlete. You can YouTube some of those plays. I mean, that's a chance for you to show off what you can do as a catcher. Some of the plays I still remember at West Virginia, a play I made on a bunt because it was a do or die, no visual, pick up, spin, throw, and throw the guy out to kind of just save a base hit right there. And it's your chance to do it. You do not have time to get around that baseball. So the ball down the line for a bunt for a hit, we're going straight at it. I'm going to drop my right foot behind it, pick up, and throw it towards my target. Got like a minute. Pick off, so same throwing footwork that you would do on a steal, communicate with guys, throws to first base from your knees or standing up, whatever's faster. Whatever's faster is more accurate. There's not too many guys that are faster from their knees. Use a stopwatch to show them. Block and recover. Doesn't do us any good to block the ball if runners are still advancing bases, right? Might as well just try to pick it. So we want to block the ball, secure the baseball first. You cannot throw a guy out if the baseball is not in your hand. Secure the baseball first, establish your feet, stay under control, and know when to eat it. Errors happen. That runner is, 2 feet away from second base, and your catcher thinks he's going to throw the ball and get him out. He throws into center field, now he goes to third. Know when to eat it. Double play turn doesn't happen a lot, but we have infield in, bases loaded. We got a chance to turn two. We got to catch the ball first. Really simple concept, but I'll tell you what, if we don't get the out at home, that's a run. That's a big position not to catch the baseball. Clear yourself away from home plate. Let that runner come sliding through. You are well out of the way. You've also put yourself in a lane to throw to first base. And know when you don't have a shot to turn in a double play. Take the out. Take the out versus trying to do something at first base where you drill the runner, throw it over the first baseman's head. With bases loaded, now we've got a merry-go-round of runners. Arm care, last piece right here. And I'm not a strength and conditioning coach. I'm just a player who's been through a ton of programs and have had awesome strength and conditioning coaches. Make it a component to your daily part of being a coach with your throwers. You can YouTube every throwing exercises out there. You need like 2 or 3 of them. You can have your guys do T's, Y's, L's, W's, make up your own letters, but basically what we're trying to do with a Y, we're right here. T is some version here. Our L, something of this nature. Jaeger bands are out there, mini medicine balls. Having some component, so I'm going to strengthen my rotator cuff in my shoulder to allow myself to be able to throw the ball hard. A core strength program and a total body strength program are key, starting even in middle school, high school. If you can learn how to put your body into athletic positions with just your body weight, so a lunge, a squat hold, those are basic strength movements, you're going to be in better position to sustain a really athletic movement of getting here, throwing a guy out, blocking a baseball. So start young with kind of basic strength movements, lunges, squats, RDLs, push-ups, and kind of the whole number of core things. But I think having a real basic place to start is going to put throwers in a good position. So that's all I got for time. I'm happy to answer questions.